What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today on Litecoin. Right now we're sitting at $47.29. We're down 5.65%. What I want to do is talk about this downtrend that we've been in and how now we are breaking down through the 0.618 Fibonacci level. That was a very important level for us to hold, guys, and now that that is broken, you have to be extremely careful. And we're going to go into all this. I have about 5 things that I want to point out to you today. So if you like Litecoin, you want me to keep covering it, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Like I said, I'm always going to be truthful with you. I know some people come on and pump different coins and everything. I'm going to look at this subjectively, step back, the bullish things that are taking place, the bearish things that are taking place, and always remember that all this is predicated off Bitcoin. That's what you need to watch. You need to watch Bitcoin and then make your Litecoin plays. But the fact right now that we are now, this is all on the 1 day time frame. We're actually going to get into the 1 hour time frame today because I really want to give you a detailed look at this. But this is on the 1 day time frame right now, and we're having a wicked candle that's breaking down through the 0.618. So we have not closed yet. The close is not going to be for another about 4 hours or so. So there is still some time to potentially get up above that 0.618. But right now it's looking like we have almost a long day candle that will be closing through the 0.618 if it stays where it's at. And this is one of the reasons I talked with you guys about not catching falling knives. So a lot of times you'd see almost like this long leg doji that we have in here. We had a second doji, a lot of fight back and forth in here. And a lot of times you'll be tempted. I myself am tempted a lot of times to just say, okay, I'm going to jump in at this here, and this is most likely going to be where the reaction starts. But you need to wait for that confirmation because of days like we potentially are having today. You see, if you would have jumped in at this area, then you'd be dealing with the loss that you're suffering right now. So you always want to wait for that confirmed bottom. But we are getting to the point where we should start finding some type of a bottom. This has been a very aggressive drop to the downside. And if we measure this here, we went down about almost 30%. So we should get some type of a bounce coming up in the next, even day, couple days. We should start making a move, trying to at least get back up to that 0.618. In my opinion, in this area, that would be overhead resistance around $48 is what we'd look at first. And then we'd be up here around $52 we need to get up above, and then that 0.5 at $54.95. Those are going to be the upside areas that I'm looking at. Now to the downside, if we do continue to move to the downside, I'm going to look at the 0.786 Fibonacci level, and that's going to be at around $42 is going to be also an area. If we continue to get overextended down to that 0.786, that may be an area where I would like to jump in, play a quick reaction, because after each one of these big drops here, do you see, guys, how you always have that weak little rally right here? That's what you're going to have when you're in a downtrend. The impulse waves are down on heavy volume, then you're going to have that reaction. So we're waiting for that next reaction to see. But for us to really change this trend, we'd have to start getting higher highs. We need to be up above, I'd even say $63. Start putting in highs up above that. But right now, what's tough here for us on the 1 day is we're below the 50 moving average, and we're below that 200-day moving average, and that's in white now. So all these are acting as overhead resistance for us that we would have to break up through again, and that's going to take a lot of buying pressure. So we need to be careful, and we need to identify that we're in this downtrend. And if you're trying to buy, always wait for that confirmation. You don't want to catch falling knives. That's something that you can do very easily in this space. You can go in and say, okay, we just had a drop of 10%. We're probably going to get a little bounce here. I'm jumping in, and then it can drop another 8% on you. So it's something you really want to, in my opinion, guys, not financial advice. I love, like I've talked about, trading and swing trading this market. This is a tough market to sit through, going all the way up from around $35 up to $85. You don't take any profit, and now you're seeing all that go away right now. And what's happening is, after we have this big fall, these reactions are where guys are getting out who may have not sold once we had that big drop. They're trying to get out, and that's what happens. And it's the opposite when you're in an uptrend. You're going to have those big impulse waves, and then you're going to have that retracement. Then buyers step back in, and you get moved back to the upside. So right now, what I can say to you guys is be cautious. That's my I guess I'll say saying for the day is to be cautious. Capital preservation is number one. To me, in this space, with all the craziness going around in the world, we really need to protect our capital. So I would look for some type of confirmation, some type of a bottom with a bullish candlestick pattern on some heavier volume, and then that may be our reaction. And a lot of the times these reactions can go Just to give you a measurement on this one, about 12 to 15%. So if you're able to get in at one of these areas where you start seeing confirmation, and you know that you may get 10 to 15% out of it, but you may have to let it go again if we don't break the overall downtrend. So that's just how I like to play this market, guys. But the main thing I'm saying is today, just be careful. Really, realize we're in a downtrend. We've lost all the moving averages. The trend is down. We may have that little reaction here fairly soon, back up to maybe 49. We'll call it 64, and then maybe up to around that $54, but that's going to be tough for us. And if we get into our 4-hour time frame, now you can see how we're dropping down through that 0.6 again, and we've just been having this nasty downtrend. Impulse wave down, reaction, impulse wave, weak reaction, another wave down, and we're waiting for that next reaction. That's what I'm looking for. And then if we go into the 1-hour time frame, you can see it's been a steady slope just downhill. Then we consolidated sideways, another pump down, consolidated sideways, another pump down. And that's where you need to learn how this market moves. That's one of the things I can tell you as well, and to pay attention to important things like even the 200 moving average on the 1-day time frame. You can see how many times people were buying the dip once it got down to that area in an uptrend, and how they're shorting it in a downtrend. A lot of the times you'll get that sell-off there. But right now, what I'm looking at on the 1-hour time frame is a potential hammer candle here. Let's take a look. Might even be a little better than that, guys. This is pretty close to a bullish engulfing candle on the 1-hour time frame right here. So we have a longer wick down there. So there was a lot of defense. There were some bulls stepping in there, a little bit of volume. And then we had a nice close up here, which was a bullish engulfing candle. So maybe we will get a slight little reaction back up to around $48 coming soon here. Guys, that's my other line here. I got to get moving. That's a business call, but I appreciate y'all being here with me today. Let me know what you're doing down low. God bless each and every one of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Take care, my friends.